What's going on, everybody? It's G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
I'm Ceejay, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
But before we get started, we got one more person we want to bring in from the Black Bears Podcast. Our boy Mark.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, fam? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. It was an interesting game we just finished watching, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, man, we're going to get into it right now, man. Hold on. So we're going to start it off with this guy right here, man. Man, 2 for 6, 51 yards, man. What did y'all feel about that? Whoever want to go can go. CJ, what do you think, man?
Pretty decent. A little bit under 40% as far as passing yards percentage. Nice pass that he threw to DJ Moore. DJ Moore pretty much made the play happen because he broke away from the defender, showing the speed. But overall, I'll give Justin a B, pretty much when he was out there.
Marcus, what you think about this, man? I know it's the end of the preseason, man. You probably want to see a little bit more, but 2 for 6, what you think, man? Nothing to worry about? Should we be concerned or what?
I think it's nothing to worry about, man. What we've been seeing from Justin Fields, and this is my issue with the preseason. He's not running, and his running unlocks half of our offense, half of it, if not 3/4 of it. He's not going to ever be a drop back passer. The 2 for 6, 51 yards. I mean, the receivers weren't getting open either, and we can get into a little bit of that later. So I'm not taking too much from it. I won't say it was a good day by any means. It looked bad. The offense did not look good. They did not look good.
All right. Yeah, man, it wasn't crisp, man. He didn't go like 3 for 3 like I thought he would, or 4 for 4, 5 for 6. You know what I'm saying? 50-yard pass, something like that. None of that happened. So, it's not nothing I'm worried about or concerned about. It is what it is, man. They trying to save him. He got hit and they took him right out. So I have nothing to say, man. So let's go and move on to this next piece of content right here, which I want to get your thoughts on this, Marcus, man. Hold on.
All right.
What you think about this, man?
Did he take his job as far as what, the punt returning, or you mean?
Kick return, punt return, whatever.
Velus not going on punt return. I don't think he. And when the bullets start flying and the games start to matter, he's not going. Velus Jones will not be on punt return. And Tyler Scott. See, the thing with Tyler Scott, I know some of his punt catches kind of was a little iffy. It kind of scared me too. Maybe that's because I'm traumatized by Velus Jones by now. But they weren't clean catches by any means. But if we're gonna say he took the punt returning spot, I agree. He definitely that's his spot.
CJ, what you think, man? You think he took it? I think he took it, man. What you think?
I don't think Velus Jones never had it to begin with. I think it was always Tyler Scott's position to have. Period. Velus Jones is more of a wide receiver to me at this time, of his career. So Tyler Scott got the punt return duties right now on this team, I believe, going forward.
I'm going to say this, man. I think Tyler Scott has shown that he's the better catcher. He's the better wide receiver. He's just a better overall football player. So when you're the better overall talent, you're going to get the most opportunity to be whatever you can be. They gave Velus Jones an opportunity. They gave him this. They gave him that, chance after chance. So I'm not surprised that this kid is getting all the reps. At the same time, this was like our first time seeing him in the preseason, right, Marcus?
Yeah, Tyler Scott been banged up. It's like every time, the last 2 games, we've been anxious to see him out there, and he ain't been out there. So we finally got a chance to see him. Actually, I think he played in the first one, but he didn't play too well in that first game, if I'm not mistaken. But it was good to finally see him back out there. I didn't see him do too much in the pass game at all. So, these dudes, Velus Jones and Tyler Scott, we want them to do more than just return field punts and return kicks for us. So Let me ask y'all fellas this: do y'all think Vela's going anywhere because he lost his punt return spot?
Nope.
I don't think he's going nowhere off the team, but I don't think he's going to be, being a punt returner, anything like that. Because I do think he's a better receiver. But like I said, I think he was never a punt returner or anything like that in college, right? That wasn't what he was. Was that what he was doing in college? Was he a kick returner, punt returner?
That was his thing. That's why after fumbling 5 times, I don't know the exact number. That's why they continue to try to make it work, because that's what he flashed. That's where he flashed in college at Tennessee. So.
Okay. So you got anything else to add to that, CJ? About Tyler Scott?
I got nothing else to add to that.
All right, man. Let's keep it moving, man. What about this guy right here, CJ? Man, he looked like he got a lot of confidence. He got a lot of swag. He can run. He's athletic, more athletic than people thought, more athletic than I thought. He got a quick release. He got a good speed, man. So, CJ, man, what do you think about Tyson, man? He could have had another touchdown, but Carlson dropped the touchdown. So I'm pretty sure he's probably not going to make the team. I think he's cut, or he's going to get cut. So, see, what you think about Tyson today, man? You think he solidified that number 2 quarterback position?
I definitely think he solidified that number 2 quarterback position, backing up Justin Fields. He looks more comfortable out there, reading the understanding the pocket, understanding where he is in the pocket when he gets into those tight spots in those situations. So I definitely would give him the nod to be the number 2 quarterback behind Justin Fields.
Go ahead, Rob. I see you shaking your head. What you think?
I disagree with that, and I said it on my Bears. Was it who we played last week? Colts. I said it on my Bears Colts recap episode. Yeah, Tyson Bagent, he went crazy last week, but let's relax. Let's take it a little slow. There's no issue having him as the 3rd string. Let's say we have PJ Walker as the 2nd string quarterback. He goes in there when Justin goes down. If PJ Walker ain't doing his thing, then you just throw Tyson Bagent in there. What's stopping you? You know what I mean? But as far as pushing this undrafted rookie to that 2nd string spot so fast, don't get me. I'm not saying he's not worthy of it, but I don't see the thirst of forcing the issue. Because
you think it's more of a forcing issue than him showing his talent, that he actually looks better than PJ Walker, because that's what most people are putting it up against, the person that he's trying to take his position away from.
I definitely think to this point, I think he has looked better than PJ Walker, but he don't got the experience in this league that PJ Walker has. As a backup, you can't just go out there and replace the starting quarterback. You got to be in the starting quarterback's ear as well when he's out there, when the starting quarterback is not hurt. So you got to be able to tell him what you're seeing and give him advice and just try to guide him a little bit. I don't think Tyson Bagent is that guy to not only, I'm sure he can go on the field and do his thing, but he's not the guy to guide Justin Fields on the sideline after a bad interception, which he did throw today. It was a bad interception.
CJ, you got some pushback for this? Like you got something to say?
Yeah, I do. As far as the veteran being on this team, I wouldn't call PJ Walker a veteran because he had a career starts in Carolina, being the first season that he, been on the field with Carolina. But at the same time, I saw Justin in Tyson's ear, telling him the plays, telling him the correct plays to do, what not to do. So to me, I think with Justin has more experience as far as within this Bears offense than any of those quarterbacks have. So he really doesn't need PJ Walker in his ear to tell him anything, because Justin should know that playbook by now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I agree with both of y'all. I just think that it is a good thing to have that veteran presence of a QB. You know what I mean? Michael Vick would have been nice, somebody like that to mentor Justin in his ear, stuff like that. But at the same time, the Bears have gotten away from those old quarterbacks because in the past, none of those backup quarterbacks was teaching the new quarterback anything good. You know what I mean? Whether it was like Clinton and all those other old quarterbacks, man. So this new regime is just like, man, the young guy is a young guy. He's a young gun. He's a QB1, and we're just gonna get somebody back there with him. Go ahead, Mark.
So y'all liked what y'all saw from Tyson Bagent today?
I did.
Today,
I mean, it's
today. I thought today. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, see.
Now, I was gonna say, as far as today, yeah, I like what I saw. Now, I would give him the nod over PJ because of the comfortability in the offense. I'm not trying to say that he's a better quarterback than PJ Walker, but as far as comfortability running in the offense, Badger seemed like he's there right now than PJ is. PJ's still trying to find his way to me.
Yeah, but I like what I saw, but Mark, to your point, it wasn't like, you know, he was just blowing the doors off throwing the ball all game because he got a lot of reps.
Not like he was the people. He wasn't doing what he was doing the last 2 weeks. And people, if we saw this performance last week, I don't think he'd have as much buzz. You get what I'm trying to say? Last week the last 2 weeks he only missed one pass in each game. That's 2 passes combined. If we saw this performance last week or even week 1 in preseason, I don't think he would have as much buzz. I just think it's more. Look, and I know I'm moving.
But you got to give credit to
what I saw. I did not like what I saw from this.
You got to give credit to You got to give credit to the Buffalo Bills defense too, because the better teams you play, the better the defense is going to get. So guys are going to get exposed by playing against better defenses. So if that's something we saw today, then I can agree totally to what you're saying. He didn't look like what he saw because we played the Colts. They not that good of a defense anymore. And I forgot the first team we played, and he played better against those bad teams. Now that he's playing against better defenses, it's a whole new ball game, baby boy. And guess what?
Right.
The regular season's right around the corner. Go ahead, C. Come in, Marcus. Phantom just hit me up.
You seen him? I'm glad you gave the Buffalo Bills defense some credit because them boys were strapped. Whether it was Justin Fields, and this is why I didn't want to get too down on Justin Fields. If y'all look around on Twitter or whatever, Justin Fields getting some heat. Hey, nobody was open. I would understand if Badgett came in the game and you had some guys open, but nobody was open. Them boys didn't have nowhere to throw the ball.
They were on them. Them Bills were on them. They were hitting them hard throughout the start of the game. So the Bills defense came out with a purpose.
That's facts.
Phantom just hit me up. So hold on, y'all. We're gonna go to the next
Phantom.
part.
I've been waiting to meet Phantom, man. Tell him to get in here.
Yeah, for sure. We got that guy.
Oh my gosh.
My boy. CJ, go talk to Phantom real quick. Send him a link, I think. We're gonna talk about this guy Tyreek right here, man. He started out, he had a decent game. He had 2 penalties. I saw he had 2 pass interferences or something like that. But hey, he got that interception, man. He got that interception. It was nice. He looks like a guy that's just not gonna give up. He's not gonna give up. He's just gonna keep going till something good happens, man. Go ahead, Marcus.
He definitely did not give up because early on, I was taking notes during the game, and when he got that first holding, he got that first holding call. I'm like, yep, they go one because he aggressive corner. He's not a soft dude, so those flags, those holding calls, the ticky tack, it's gonna depend on what ref crew you got that day. I like the aggressiveness, but he got that first, and I'm like, check, they go 1. He got that second one, I'm like, check, they go 2. And then he made up for it with a pick, so I think that was. I mean,
because he's a rookie,
throw.
Man, and it's gonna happen, man. Like, you're gonna get picked on. Quarterback's gonna keep throwing your way. You're gonna keep trying to get that rookie mistake on you, no matter what. And they got a couple of days, but at the same time, they paid for it, right? C.
Exactly. But with Stevens, man, he's going up against a good receiving core. Let's not take that away. Those guys are out there. They're a playoff team. They're a championship built team. I don't know if you can say that about this year, but I think the Bears were tested today, which I think is a good start to test them going into the season. So he'll go back and he'll probably clean some of that, mistakes he made out there. But I expect this kid to really get better as the season goes along.
And that's good that guys are getting tested, man, because you don't want these rookies to think that it's just sweet every week, man. You got to go against guys like Justin Jefferson, man. You got to go against wide receivers like, just throwing some names out there, man. You got to go against them dogs, bro. Like, this ain't no sweet ride, no walk in the park. Go ahead, Marcus.
I know we got a lot of we got a few more defenders to get to, but Did y'all like that? What y'all saw from those dudes? The defensive unit.
Going against the Bills defense. I'm sorry. Yeah, going against the Bills on offense. I know Josh Allen wasn't out there a whole lot, and the Bills are a little bit more as far as seasoned playoff team. So I think when you got all these new parts with the Bears, all these new rookies coming in, guys that they got in free agency. So again, you got a lot of guys coming back from this week trying to get their feet wet. So I think we can't be too harsh on them, for this game, because it's like their first game coming all together, trying to get the pieces coming in. So with Stevenson, he's gonna make mistakes, but I think it could have been a lot worse for him, I would say. But him getting that interception, and our boy G Walker called that interception out last week, but him going out and doing that, I think this kid's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily like what I saw. My bad, Marcus. Hold on 1 second.
No,
I didn't like what I
bro.
saw as a whole. You know what I mean? Because they took Yannick out quick. You know what I mean? Edmonds wasn't in the game, I don't think, too long. So you had Javon out there for a long time. I think Pickens was out there with him. They was getting a little bit of pressure, but they young, man. But go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm really focusing on those first two drives where we saw Josh Allen on the field. Because when Josh Allen on the field, he was on the field. Our best was also on the field. Josh Allen, look,
good point.
That D line got moved. This is the second game where that defense got marched down the field. First possession of the game, touchdown. You know what I mean? Oh man, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
So what do you think
boys.
that's from? Is that's the pressure up front, right? Like the pressure.
That's the pressure. That's the pressure up.
It's not what it need to be.
I would say it's the pressure up front, but we had them on like 3rd and long. I don't know if y'all remember the play. We had them on 3rd and long, and in the red zone, Josh Allen scrambled out the pocket and found a man in the middle. I think it was 13 Gabriel.
Across his body.
Yeah,
Davis up there. Yeah, Gabriel
Davis. Yep. And that shouldn't have happened. Y'all got to get off the field. They had like 2 or 3 third downs on that drive. They couldn't get off the field. I do not like what I'm seeing. And boy, week 1 gonna be something. Week 1 gonna be something. That's all I gotta say on that.
Yeah, week 1 it's gonna be interesting, man, because that Packers defense against our young guys man, it's gonna be something to see, man. Our defensive line, the defensive unit against that offensive line and those wide receivers, it's gonna be fireworks, man. We're gonna see who's gonna make a lot of mistakes. And history proven it's gonna be those rookies, right, CJ?
Yeah, man. History does prove that, but also before everybody really gets uptight about what they're seeing out there, this is the Buffalo Bills we're talking about here. This is not no team that just came together. This is a team that's been a playoff team for the last couple of years, and we expected the Bears defense to play catch up. And I said it, and I'm saying it again. I give their defense to week 7 to get it together. So it's going to be a minute before this team gets it together, man. For real. And I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about the
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead. You got it.
Nah, he good. He can finish, but week 7, Jesus, that's a long time. That's almost. I mean, not now because we got a 17th game, but that's damn near halfway point during the season. You know what I mean? That's too long. We are not in. This ain't last year. We have to make it. We have to take a step forward. And I didn't like what I saw. You have to judge yourself against the best. You don't judge yourself when you're playing against. I just said the Packers. They're not the best. You judge your team by how you play against the best, and we did not look good, man. On both sides of the ball, we did not look good. And Luke Getsy, I'm jumping too far ahead, man. Look, I got a lot of built up frustration from this team right now, because I mean you got guys not playing. I don't know if we got some Tremaine Edmonds in here, but Tremaine Edmonds, look, he got broke off on one play, and I didn't see him out there again. Tremaine Edmonds finally got back on the field.
But before we get into that, hey, we got to make an announcement. And a third member of our podcast has stepped into the building. Our guy right here, the man. Hold on, man. Hold on. Our boy right here, man. Phantom. What's going on, bro?
What up, guys? What up? Sorry I'm late, man.
It's
hey, man,
all right, fam. It's all
man.
good.
So before we get back into the show, man, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, man, because you wasn't here. So what do you think about Justin Fields, man? The play that he had, man. I'm gonna put this stuff up here for you, so just to give you your just due on the show, man. You know how we roll. So hold on, we're gonna breeze through these real quick. What do you think about this right here, man?
2 for 6. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. I wasn't impressed by our starters. I wasn't impressed by our secondary. I mean, the only kid that's really impressed me so far in the preseason has been Pageant, because I think I told y'all when we signed PJ Walker, he was a wash. I told y'all that from jump.
So you like what you saw out of this kid today right here? You like what you saw out of Tyson?
Minus the interception, yeah. I think he's a better decision maker, better athlete than PJ Walker.
Okay.
He shows better leadership in the huddle. He's better at improvising. I mean, I think Walker's today was the first game that he played better than Pageant, statistically, I think. But yeah, I wasn't impressed by Fields, man. I wasn't impressed by Fields. I wasn't impressed by anybody, really.
Man, so you think he took Bayless Jones' job? Just to get you this, ask you this, man. What do you think about this? Like, because he was back there, man. He was back there.
Bro, Bayless Jones should have been cut. Bayless Jones, that boy should have been cut. I told y'all that last season. That boy should have been cut. That boy's name has always been cut to me. It's cut. The boy is cut. The boy is trash. He is a trash receiver. He's trash running returner. I mean, play Madden and he's still trash.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Play Madden and the boy's trash. He cut. Just cut him. Just why even take up the cap space and the roster space? Cut him. He's just unimpressive all the way around.
So before we got into it, man, before you got up in here, we were talking about this guy right here, man. Tyree Stevenson, man, the pest, man. What do you think about his play today, man? He had one interception, a couple penalties, but hey, he got that interception, man. You give some, you take some, right?
Yeah, Stevenson's a young man, and he's talented. He's got all the measurables as far as size-wise, and he's athletic, and he shows good instincts. He shows to be pretty decent in coverage and pretty decent in man-to-man. The penalties, he's a rookie. You know what I mean? That's gonna happen. You know what I mean? You got to, you know what I mean? You got to give him some kind of, you know what I mean, leeway there. He's a rookie. It's gonna happen. He's learning the NFL game. You know what I mean? And plus, he's going against more experienced wide receivers than he is. So it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? But the interception is what you want to pay attention to. That's, you know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, see, this right there, that's a professional. See, he came right in. I gave him all of the talk pieces we already did, and he went through them and gave great takes. And let's go, Phantom. Glad to have you on the show today, bro. We're gonna get into this next talk piece right here, man. And before anybody gets ahead of this situation right here, we're gonna talk about that too. What transpired actually during the game. But he's actually been balling, man. He had a strip fumble. So, Phantom, man, what do you think about his play today, man? He came through again against probably a good team.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills are a better team than us. Let's be real. I mean, let's just be realistic. They're on paper, they're a better team than us. They're more talented. But Gibson's been balling all preseason. You know what I mean? I think he's really been trying to prove that, you know what I mean, he was worth an extension. 7 sacks last season. Looking like he can return about the same this season, if you know what I mean. But who knows now whether it's going to be for us. But I just see, you know, today he's been making good plays. He's been showing, you know what I mean, that he's got some worth. And I've said it from Jump Street. I've always said, I told you guys from Jump Street when you guys asked about him. I said he's a decent guy. You know what I mean? He's no star, but you know what I mean, he's a decent guy. He'll get you some stats. He'll get you some sacks. He'll get you some pressure.
So CJ, what do you think about Gibson play today, man? He did it again. He got a strip fumble. What you think?
I've been seeing consistency from his part this preseason. Now, as far as that going to transfer to the regular season, that's the part that I need to see move forward from him. You know, if he continues to, you know, wreak havoc, whether it's getting strip fumbles, pass deflections, sacks, you know, then I get the man paid with it, you know, when it's due. But I got to see this going through the regular season.
Marcus, what do you think before we get too far ahead of what actually what do you think about this particular play today or his whole play during the preseason?
I think he's had a real good preseason. I don't think he is like Phantom said, he's not a star. I don't think he's the guy that we wanted him to be last year. But he's definitely a depth piece, just like the Eagles. The Eagles last year had like 70 sacks total. And they had like they had like 7 or 8 guys, 8 sacks, 7 sacks apiece. He's one of those guys. I don't think he'll get 7 or 8, but he's definitely a nice rotational depth piece. I think that strip fumble was just circumstance, though. I don't give him too much credit for that.
Yeah, man, it's just that, and we're going to bring up his preseason stats right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Bears, Trevor Gibbs leads all defenders with 12 total pressures and 9 QB hurries this preseason, amongst air defenders with at least 15 pass rush snaps, man, 23.9%. So this goes back to what Phantom said. He's not a scrub. He does flash. He does come up in, in situations where he can be solid and he can be productive and help his team out. It's just coming down to the fact that, is he going to make the team or not? Because look, and we could continue this whole situation right here. This situation right here happened today too. He actually requested for a trade, or they granted permission for him to be traded, or he received permission. So go ahead, Phantom.
Look, if we paid that Walker kid all that money for a 7-sack season, I think we can play somebody that's a homegrown talent for this season too. I think we have the cap room, and he's not sorry about that, guys. He's not a bad backup piece. I think we honestly need somebody that can back up, I can't pronounce his name, Njoku and
Ngakoue.
Yeah, Ngakoue. Yeah, there you go. I butcher that man's name all the time. But we definitely need somebody that can, come in and relieve him, because we don't want to put too much pressure on him. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's going to be the star of the defensive line, unless we pull off that huge trade that supposedly, is rumored to be out there.
Hey, G Walk. Before we move on to this next graphic, Phantom, are you not upset about what you saw out of Travis Gibson last year when he was the guy?
No, because honestly, he should have been put in the position to be the guy. That wasn't his mistake. That was our mistake. That was management and coaching mistake. You can't blame that on him. You look at him in college and look at him since he's been a pro, and look at his stats. He's never shown to be the guy. He's never shown to have that talent. So for the coaching staff to put him in and be like, yo, you're that guy on the defensive line, that's stupid on their behalf. That's not his fault. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him at all.
I 100% agree. But what about scheme fit?
Scheme fit, he might be looking to go back to a 3-4. That's rumored, you know what I mean? I think he'd still be good at a 4-3. You know what I mean? He'd still be all right.
Forget what he looking to go back to 3-4. Like, do you think what you have seen, you've seen a full year of him in a 4-3 defense. Do you think he's a 4-3 defensive end?
Yeah. I mean, he's put up, again, he doesn't put up star numbers, but he puts up adequate numbers, you know what I mean? And that's all you can ask for him, you know what I mean? He hustles out there.
And that doesn't, let me say this, let me interrupt. And then it doesn't matter what scheme you're in as far as a player. If you put up mediocre numbers in the defense, you put up mediocre numbers in the defense. It don't matter if you're a 3-4 or 4-3. You are who you are in whatever defense you are.
Yeah,
when you're going to go to another team,
you're going to
get like 20 sacks. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. So is he a product of who he is, or is it the system? And I just think it really doesn't matter, because if he just jumps off the screen next year and he got 14 sacks, depending on what team he's on, then fine. But as of now, dog, it don't matter what team you're on, man. Like you don't change your stripes that fast just going to another scheme. Go ahead, whoever want to talk.
It ain't about the scheme. I think that's bullshit. I think my man just wants his bag. That's just all it is. He wants his bag. And why, like I said, if we paid Walker, why not pay him? Walker got the same fucking stats as him. Why not pay him? Just pay him some money.
G Walk, man. Come on, man. what's up? You're not a Travis Gibson fan. I need to hear your take on this real quick.
It's just I gotta just believe, because if you're gonna pop and cream Rodgers to the top, no matter what the scheme is, you're gonna be great in this. You're gonna be great no matter what. Show me somewhere where a guy left a scheme and just automatically just became a Hall of Famer or a first team All Pro. Show me.
You're okay with him?
That's all I'm saying.
Trade. You're okay with him
why not?
This trade.
But at the same time, I do believe that he is a guy on his team, on his defense, that could help us, man. I don't think actually kind of him requesting a trade is going to help the team overall. That doesn't help. But if he's talking about it's a scheme and all that, but then you perform like what Phantom was saying, where Walker got 6-7 sacks and you got 6-7 sacks, what are we doing here? Like, it don't even make sense. So you think you're going to get more money based off because the scheme, you think you'll be in a better scheme? Come on, man. I don't know if he's playing himself, but it like he just want his money. CJ, you got something to say?
Yeah, it definitely like he's just playing his, like he wants his money. And to me, I think what he's saying is, hey, match me up against the other three guys you got on the defense besides Yannick. But before Yannick got there, who was the number one defensive end on that team before Yannick got there? So what he's saying is, hey, I'll put up these numbers last year. Walker was on another team. I got the more experience with the Bears defense. Let me get my money. If not, trade me. So I kind of see the angle of where he's going at, but at the same time, you have to be consistent throughout the season, to me, for order for you to say, damn, we got to pay this dude a trade him.
Let's tell it like it is then. It's really coming down to Travis Gibson versus Terrell Lewis. That's what it is. One of those dudes getting cut.
I don't think it's that. I think because Terrell Lewis, don't he play isn't he a linebacker?
He's an end.
They haven't met him. He's listed as a linebacker on the roster.
Okay.
That's weird because he has not played one snap at linebacker. He's number 52 on the right
he's been
side.
in the whole preseason.
I know. I'm just saying. Well, they officially have him listed as a linebacker,
right?
Which is weird. Yeah. But I mean, Terrell Lewis has put up good numbers, and I mean, if it's between the two, shit, I don't know. You know what I mean? Terrell Lewis is doing good, but this is his first year. He's flashing. You know what I mean? Can you really count on that to carry on into the regular season and for him to be consistent? I don't know. I think Gibson, you know what I mean, since he's been with the Bears, he's been consistent. He's been what the organization should have known he is, which is an average player. And if you paid, like I said, if you paid Walker that money, you might as well pay Gibson the money too. He's a homegrown talent.
He's not Walker. I don't think he's Walker.
Let's see.
Look, let me just get Terrell Lewis or Travis Gibson. Everybody in the on the live.
Travis. I'm going Travis Gibson. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm going Travis Gibson.
Right,
just based off of what CJ just said. All CJ said, he's more familiar with the defense. He was the number one guy on the defense.
His job is go get the quarterback. You got one job. Go get the quarterback.
Right. So if you're giving me a guy that's not familiar with the team, I'm gonna go with Travis. I'm not a fan like that, but based on how you asked your question, I'm gonna go Travis, man. But let's continue to the next part of the show, man. We did a lot of good time on that. That was great, man. That was really good. Well, we're gonna get into this guy right here, man. And I'm actually gonna read this.
Oh, bro.
I'm actually gonna read something that came up. I'm gonna let Phantom talk. Phantom's gonna get the lead on this, but let me get off camera real quick, man, so I can read this and let y'all can see this, man.
Oh man, this is not gonna be good.
No.
It says, according to a recent report from NFL Notify, see that Matt Eberflus has a strict way of evaluating his players during training camp. There was a rumor that right guard Nate David wasn't putting in enough effort. He found a note on his jersey in his locker which basically said that the coaches, Matt Eberflus and offensive line coach Chris Morgan, believed he wasn't working hard enough and that he was loafing, which means being lazy and not giving your best during plays. Davis got really upset, tore up the note in front of his teammates, calling it unfair. The next day, Eberflus talked to Davis and told him that everyone on the team needs to fully commit to the approach there. Hold on, there's more. Oh, wait a second. The efforts compared to another player, Cody Whitehair to show the difference. Whitehair was reportedly giving maximum effort in his reps. Eberflus said they should keep talking until they're on the same page. They both decided that Davis should take a break from practice until he's mentally ready to participate again. During this time, Eberflus took Davis out to eat. You know what? I'm not reading any more of this. Phantom, go ahead and take control of this, man.
Bruh, can we just talk about a mother? Excuse my French for all the fans out there that are got sensitive ears, but the motherfucking balls of a grown ass man, a professional. You are in the max pros, bro. This ain't the XFL. This ain't college. You are a grown ass man in the NFL, and the coach has to handhold you and worry about your feelings, bro. You can't take constructive criticism. Are you got to be joking me, right? There's got to be a joke. You're 26 years old, bro. You can't take constructive criticism. The fact that the coach has to tell you that you were signed to the contract that you were signed to, you're supposed to be one of the big saviors of our offensive line, but you out here just lollygagging and bullshitting when you got inconsistent Cody Whitehair, Mr. Butterfingers Cody Whitehair, out here, putting on maximum effort, and you want to sit there and bitch and moan and throw a tantrum? Are you really? That's what we doing? We millionaire tantrum throwers? We need our hands held? Are you shitting me? Like, really, my dude? Really? Are you supposed? You a grown ass man? You all up? What is he? 6'3", 316 pounds. If you don't get your big huggy bear ass, boy, you better get back on that damn in practice and show something. You was signed to a big stupid contract. You better get your ass back in the damn practice and show something. You gonna let Cody Whitehair outdo you? What the fuck?
I think I agree with exactly everything you saying. And I think it stems from, that's what happened when you get, we get 30 million, 33 million. That's what happens, man. And not only the 30 million, but you come into a team that won 3 games last year. So you're going to feel like, you above the team. And as a right guard, come on, we all know the position. You're not even above the center, the right tackle, or the left tackle. So, I agree with that.
You a guard.
Yeah, exactly.
I
agree with you.
CJ, man, what you got to say about this, bro? Go ahead, man.
This raises my eyebrow, but it kind of doesn't, because it makes me wonder, was this the reason why Tennessee did not resign him? Because my own thing is, you're supposed to be the best right guard, I guess, on the team. So the fact that they let you go, this lets me know that maybe there was some shit going on in Tennessee to where he was acting out. Maybe he wasn't giving enough effort. And maybe they said, hey, you know what? If you don't want to play here, we'll let you go. But you cannot let young guys or even older guys, because he's 26. Cody Whitehair is 32? You let Cody Whitehair outwork you and you're a young dude. Like, nah, you can't let that happen, man. If you're a young guy, you got to go out here. You got to go get it. You got to be the best. We pay you to be the best. If you're coming out here being loafering or being lazy, that's unacceptable, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, man, I'm gonna say this, man, and I enjoyed everybody's take on that, man. Phantom, you brought that to my attention, so I had to let you get the lead, Marcus. But look, this is what I'm gonna say, man. You know the one person that's probably responsible for this? Ryan Poles.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You gotta start giving him some flack, bro.
I was about to say.
Give him some, hey, he brought him in.
I was about to say.
No, we gotta put him to the fire because you bring him here, but you supposed to be this guru of talent, this guru of character, this guru
great offensive line talent.
Yeah, great evaluation.
Great evaluation.
Right. So you bringing this guy in, so you gotta hold Poles accountable for this whole situation. That's just how I see it. Because you're the one that gave him the contract and let him sign that contract. So this is on Poles, man. As much as nobody wants to say that, this falls on Ryan Poles as well, man. Because the player can be who he's supposed to be, but he wouldn't be that player on your team if you didn't sign him. That's just me.
The great ones practice and they show up at practice and they show up at game time. You know what I mean? And if you want to be paid as a top talent, then you got to put in top talent effort both on the practice field and in the game time, bro. And that's point blank, period. But like G was saying, and ain't no one really talked about this. Our offensive line is going to starting off the season fucked. We got Patrick. What is it? Lucas Patrick starting off at center. Why didn't we go sign a veteran offensive lineman, a guard, and keep Cody Whitehair at center? You know what I mean? Why? We got Tevin Jenkins. How you blow out both your fucking legs? Fat ass, lose some weight or something. Get a better conditioning coach. What the fuck you doing blowing out both your legs at the same time? That's like losing your job on Friday. The same time, Craig. The same time. But like you said, the polls ain't really do shit besides draft one player and sign one player for the offensive line. That was all we did this offseason.
Whoa. You don't think
Go ahead, Marcus, you got it, man.
Would you say we moving in the right direction?
A little bit, yeah. But you know what I mean? When you see shit like this, where a veteran offensive lineman that he brought in on a decent sized contract basically ain't showed up all fucking preseason, ain't showed up all minicamp. That makes me worried because again, he's supposed to be this great evaluator of offensive line talent. That's supposed to be something that he specializes in. And when you look at this offensive line, who the fuck we got right now that's really doing anything? We have our rookie that is being our best offensive lineman. That can't be the case. Your rookie can't be the best offensive lineman off bat. If it is, that's a fucking problem.
True.
You know what I mean? Even if it's a top 10 rookie, if your rookie is your best starting offensive lineman, hands down, there's no competition, that's a fucking problem. That is a damn problem.
Okay, so the offensive line thing, that's a conversation in itself. But you mentioned polls, and you were putting the blame on polls. So let's take away all the injuries, let's take away all the BS that's going on. The left tackle, Braxton Jones, left guard, Tevin Jenkins, center, Cody Whitehair, right guard, Nate Davis, right tackle, Darnell Wright. Were you not happy with that going into the season? No, all BS aside, no injuries. Let's say everybody's healthy. Are you not happy with that?
The original starting offensive line, I was happier than I was last season. It showed a little more promise. I'm not gonna stunt. It showed a little more promise. But as of right now, I mean, we added no depth to it. We added no depth to the offensive line. We got no injury insurance guards. You know what I mean? We get hit with injuries during the regular season, we're fucked. Justin Fields gonna get his ass whooped. He's gonna have to run for 1,000 yards all over again. It ain't gonna matter that he got DJ Moore. Yep. Unless it's all gonna be fucking screenplays. Yep. Like real talk. If we don't invest in our offensive line, like there's veteran players out there right now. I know polls don't want to go veteran, but you can't go with this starting offensive line right now. Lucas Patrick, unproven. Cody Whitehair, if he had any position you put him at, he's iffy. He's Mr. Inconsistent his whole season.
I 100% agree.
He's been an all pro and then he's all nothing. You don't know what you're gonna get out of him.
Hey, preach.
And then you got Mr. Braxton Jones. He was that was a good evaluation. Posed it good.
Was it though? I was not a fan of Braxton Jones last year.
You can't be mad at him. He wasn't a high draft pick, and where he was drafted and what he was projected to be, he's done fairly well. He's not a baller. What?
Like as an old lineman, you got to be strong. His biggest weakness was defending the bull rush. If a dude don't got to do a move on you, all he got to do is run into you and bull rush you. That's an issue. I did not like Braxton Jones. I thought he should have been replaced. I do not think that's a strong piece on the O-line just because he's healthy. I don't care about availability is the best ability. Forget that. That is not a thing in football. Yeah, availability is important, but Braxton Jones is not a starting left tackle in this league, and I'm still standing by it.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me give a pushback on that. If it ain't Braxton Jones, then who should the Bears have gotten on that left side during that particular time before the draft of last year? Before they got Braxton Jones in the draft, who that left tackle should have been? because I think, I don't know if there's anybody was available that was better. If they could have signed someone that was a veteran at that spot and then brought in Braxton Jones, maybe that's the better route they could have taken as far as bringing in a veteran and then letting Braxton Jones play behind him. So when you bring in a guy like Ryan Post, he has this high demand as I got to get my offensive line, up to where I want it to fit. You're going to have some holes in that because there's no veteran besides Cody Whitehair to put the guys in line. You really can't put it all on Cody Whitehair needed. So I think they need to get more veterans, like Phantom said.
I mean, you got to get.
Yeah, it got to be more veterans, man. And
no, go ahead.
It got to be more veterans, man, because like you were saying, like your rookie can't be your top lineman.
He can't.
So, like I say, this falls on squarely on Poles. Like your team, your starting five for your offensive line is not ready to go. The guy that you paid to be your right guard is not ready to go. You're supposed to be the number one evaluator and all this stuff, and he's not ready to go. That looks bad, man. Against your rival, the Green Bay Packers, Week 1, and you don't have your offensive line together, and you brought him in and gave him a decent sized contract. That's questionable right there, man. He deserves criticism for that. Yeah, he deserves criticism. Go ahead, Mark.
Nate Davis will be. He'll be ready to go Week 1. Trust me. But Braxton Jones, look, because
he's back at Braxton.
Yeah,
you can't be mad at my man. He's a 5th round draft pick.
Listen.
He'll achieve to me.
I love Braxton Jones as a backup. I love him as a backup. But you ask who was there? Who could we have gotten besides Braxton Jones? We were supposed to go sign a left tackle. Go sign a left tackle. Braxton Jones is your backup left tackle. He is not your starting left tackle. But I'm saying this because I said this at the beginning and I stand on it. He hasn't shown me anything to change my mind. But he has not been a total disaster. I'll say that.
All right. So with that being said, that was another good segment, man. I'm gonna bring up another piece of content that this is a shot in the dark, man. I don't know if this could actually happen. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, that's what I was alluding to earlier.
Right here, man.
Oh my gosh.
I was alluding to
what
that.
What do y'all think about this, man? I'm gonna say this, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had this one and another one. It was some other stuff I had. I had way too much stuff going on, but shout out to you, man. But what do y'all think about this, man? Because Ryan Poles is connected with the Chiefs heavy, man. Heavy. So the fact that he called about this, hey, what did that tell you, CJ?
It tells me that you should have been called him about it because you already knew you had two rookies that you went and got. He should have been the first name before Yannick to go and grab, because I've been saying it that interior line last year was the worst I've ever seen. You should have got a guy. That would have solidified that. You put one of your rookies back there and let him or another guy play. I'm not a fan of Jason Jones. I'm not a fan of Billings as of right now. So I would have liked them to really try to get somebody to secure that interior.
Can I go next?
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. What were we talking about last week? What were we talking about last week, CJ? What was I talking about last week? It was actually probably my most viewed video I put on my page. What was I talking about? Jalen Carter. And now you want to trade. Look, to get a man like Chris Jones, first of all, you're not just giving up good D linemen or good O linemen, because everything starts in the trenches, right? It starts in the trenches, so you're not right. To get a guy like Chris Jones, you're gonna have to give up at least a first. And we got 2. You might have to give up 2 to get a guy like that. And he's not just a D lineman; he's a 3 tech. I'm telling y'all, man, we are a 4-3 defense. We haven't seen a good 4-3 defense since 06 Bears. You need a 3 tech, and now we want to trade for Chris Jones when we could have drafted Jalen Carter, and then got our.
But look, it's all with the last 2 segments been talking about Poles and his evaluation skills, man. It's going right around back.
There's a reason Carter fell as low as he did, man.
Like we discussed that last week, and I didn't think that was an issue. I don't care. Look, everybody want to talk about his car accident and all that. How do we know that he was just a head kid? He would be a poison in the locker room because the Eagles love him. They love him right now. But hey, G Walk, I agree with you on that. This does all come back to Ryan Poles, and I'm not at that point where I'm like, man, this dude, because I mean he hasn't had enough time. You know what I mean, to say like, oh man, this dude just has not made the best move. So I'm not at that point. But player wise, oh yeah. If we're gonna talk about trading for Chris Jones, you got to think back to that Jalen Carter, Darnell, right?
Yeah, because that only makes sense because I'm gonna give you some love with that because why get a guy that's gonna be super expensive when you had a guy in the draft that you could be paying cheap? If that's the case, if you're going after this guy, so I totally get what you're coming from that. But to see this, so you could have called, and he's just not calling for him when you had a guy that you could have drafted right there. We wouldn't have to be going through this. Come on, Pose. Fan, what you got to say, man?
Honestly, the phone call should have been made sooner. Should have been made before the draft. It's been known for the longest time now that he's wanted to get out of there. He's wanted an extension and shit. So, you know, honestly, again, it just goes down to why not sooner? Why not sooner? If you weren't gonna pick up old boy in the draft, why not pull the plug sooner? I don't think we would have to give up 2 draft picks. We'd probably have to give up one of our vets, one of our rookies, and probably a first rounder.
Ooh, and what rookie? What vet? Don't say players like the Bears just got a boatload of talent that people want on this team, because we don't. we don't
have the talent. But I'm saying it's probably going to take about two players and a draft pick to get them. We don't have exactly anybody balling, but you know what I mean? It's if we give him a good enough draft pick, first rounder, you know what I mean? And we and we're willing to pay his extension, I'm pretty sure they'd be willing to hear it. If we could pull it off point blank period, it's a good move for us. I've been saying it all off season. We need veteran leadership. As much as we're going young, we need veteran leadership. And we don't have that. Our veterans suck. If you're gonna have veterans, you can't have subpar, barely making the team veterans. You got to have a certified veteran. This man is a Super Bowl winner. He's a Pro Bowler. You know what I mean? He's been an All Pro. We have the cap space. We have more than one first rounder. Make it happen if it's possible.
Okay, right. Seeing what you saw today, do you really want to give up those first rounders? I mean, how many more wins is Chris Jones gonna give us? Be realistic. How many more wins is he gonna give us on our overall season projection? Do you really want to go all in on? Because if you do that, that's like going to get Khalil Mack, and we won 12 games that year. Is he gonna get us to 12 wins?
I don't think we have to give up as much as we
but you know what? My boy Mark is on fire right now, because I was thinking that earlier. This is looking like if they get him and Justin Fields is not ready, it's like Mack and Mitch Trubisky all over again. Am I right or wrong?
All over again. Yes, sir. You're 100% right on that one.
One was ready to win Super Bowl, and then one was pretty much still young in the project, et cetera, et cetera. So I can see that. I agree with that, man. I agree with that.
No Javon Dexter, because if we talking about going to get Chris Jones, I had a little mini rant on Javon Dexter, and this is who he would be replacing. No opinion on Javon Dexter, slow ass. Excuse my language. Golly.
I mean, he's a rookie, man. I mean, it's looking like it's all coming down on polls, man. And I love this segment. I love how it's all. You know, somebody got to get some accountability for what's going on. So another draft pick that's coming along slow. So it is what it is, bro. But we're going to get into a couple of stats my boy C put up in here, man, before we get out of here. We're going to get ready to start wrapping this show up. So we're going to get into some things just to show the audience a couple of stats that happened during the game, good or bad, hit or miss. So we're going to bring them up.
TJ Edwards. That was TJ Edwards was a big signing for us.
I didn't even know he was playing.
Tremaine Edmonds got his ass worked on a play and he was not out there. And I will be interested to see if he didn't have some type of leg injury. That's how bad Tremaine Edmonds got worked on that play. I'm not saying he, got hurt or whatever, because Fields got hit and they took him right out the game. They weren't even playing with that. He got hit. They like, get up out of here.
I told you, Walker. I don't think he should. I don't think Fields should have played this game. The way the offensive line was banged up, I think that was stupid. It was too much of a risk to put him in there. All it takes is one hit, and you know what I mean.
They took his ass right out.
Right.
With the line, with the offensive line being the way it was, stupid.
Guys got to get ready, man. Look, we're coming up on week 1, man. Chase Claypool, Eddie Jackson, Tremaine Edmonds. And look, Tremaine Edmonds showed he was hurt today, didn't he, Marcus? He couldn't even make the cut and tackle that guy that went right by him, right?
Oh, my God. It was bad. His knee buckled, and I swear to you, he was not on the field for the rest of the game.
That's another player who shouldn't have played. That's now you want to talk about putting blame on people? That's on Eberflus. That's on Eberflus for putting in players. We invested in Tremaine Edmonds. You should have just waited until he was 100%. And put him in starting on against the Packers. Why are we starting players that are banged up or can possibly get banged up during the last game of preseason? For what? You haven't done it the first two games.
And that goes to the point. I'm going to interrupt you, but that goes back to the point of some of these guys getting hurt in camp. Darnell Wright got hurt in camp. I mean, I know they all got hurt, but these guys are dropping like flies. Darnell Wright, Cole Kmet, Jenkins, like they all getting hurt, man. It's like, bro, can you please turn down the intensity of practices or something? Because what is going on? This is getting too close and the timing is so bad.
See, Tom Thibodeau of the NFL.
The beat reporters, the Bears beat reporters, they don't think that the practice is nearly as hard as it used to be. I mean, you got to remember the last CBA that the owners and the Players Association negotiated.
Yeah, they turned practice down a lot.
They turned practice down a whole lot.
Guys, I don't want to interrupt y'all real quick, but breaking news, we got 3 more injuries to the injury list.
Oh, yeah, please.
Doug Kramer, the center, questionable already. Donata Foreman, he's hurt too. And,
Dante Foreman.
Yeah, whatever. I can never get his name right.
Yeah, you good. Keep going.
Gabriel Hughes, another guard, questionable. Carted off the field.
Yeah, Dante Foreman left the game. I don't know if y'all saw that, but he had like a 10-yard run and got like speared and flipped.
Yeah, he's getting his chest and ribs evaluated currently.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he got like speared.
So before we get out of here, man, what is y'all overall take on this preseason, man? Like, is there any stock that you buying in, or any stock you're not buying in? What do y'all think overall about this preseason?
I'm gonna jump in here real quick. I'm gonna talk about somebody that hasn't been talked about that I think has shown out in preseason, and that's that Darius Fountain kid, that wide receiver. My man has showed up and showed out. He's been consistent. Again, he's not going to be a post favorite because he's not super young. He's 27. But 6'1", 210 pounds, and he's been consistent all preseason. So that's been a surprise for me. I'll take him over Vela's cut ass.
Come on, man. Look, hold on.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Because I was going to butt in earlier, but I'm gonna let you do your thing. You gotta chill with the Velas disrespect. I get it. He's not a punt returner, but as far as football, he's not a bad football player, and that's why not only he's a 3rd round pick, so that's probably why Poe's gonna keep him around, but he has had a really good camp outside of punt returning. He has had a really good camp. That's the only pushback I got on that. Your Velus Jones eat. Go ahead, continue your rap.
He showed up in camp, but he ain't showed up in preseason. Show me his preseason numbers that show that he showed up in camp. We've heard a lot about people showing up in camp that ain't showed up in preseason. There's been a lot of players that showed up in camp that we heard in camp that were balling, and ain't really heard much of them in preseason. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, Velus is like I said, I just think he's cut. But
so with that being said, CJ, who do you think is getting cut? Who make the team? Let's just do that. And we'll go around and ask CJ, who you think making and who you think getting cut? Get up out of here.
Man, right now the offensive line not looking too good, so they definitely gonna have to cut some players. Now I don't know if they're going to be starters or if they're second string or whatever. But I can definitely see some cuts happening, probably in the defense and the secondary. A couple of guys, I can't give them my name, but maybe a couple of those guys may be let go. I don't see any big names being let go because they're so banged up. But I'm gonna say probably a couple of guys on the secondary.
Vildor.
You know, it's crazy. I didn't see Vildor. Was he out there?
Vildor.
He was out there for, I think, a play or two. Yeah.
Another cut player.
My cut is going to be, since they already asked for trades, it's Travis Gibson, and the guy that's going to make the team is Terrell Lewis. But back to what Marcus said, who I'm getting, who I want to pick on the team, I'm picking Travis, man. But since how it's looking, you know, he asked for a trade and all that, I'm going to say Terrell Lewis make the team, man. Who you think make the team and who getting cut, Marcus?
Travis Gibson will either be traded or cut. He ain't making the team, and that's obvious today. But besides that, I definitely agree with the defensive backs. They gonna shave that room down a little bit. They gonna get some of those D linemen up out of there. But I think Peterman is gone. I think he's gone. He might be a practice squad, but I think we carry 3 QBs. I think it'll be Justin. I think it'll be PJ, and I think it'll be Tyson Badgett as QB3. With all the hype he's had, I think the Bears gonna see today that, okay, this dude, you know, he's still rough around the edges. He'll be QB3. What y'all think about that running back room, though? Because we got, like, Treston Ebner, he's gone. Travis Homer, he's gone too, huh? Y'all think it's just gonna be Dante Foreman, Roshan Johnson, and Khalil Herbert?
Go ahead.
I think we definitely carry just the 3. I think we just carry Herbert, Foreman, and that depends if we make that rumored Taylor trade. But which honestly, that's another trade I think we could use that would help our offense out. But
Phantom, we can't just go trade for everybody now.
No. If I'm picking between Chris Jones and Taylor, I'm taking Taylor. I'm taking the younger player, and I'm taking the player that's going to help Justin Fields out because Taylor can do screen plays. He can catch out the backfield. He can spread out to wide receiver and catch from there too. And he's already proven to be more than a rushing leader. I'm sorry, I couldn't get that out. But if we don't make that trade, then I think we definitely carry the 3 running backs. I think Homer and the other guy, Ebner or whatever his name is gone. QB wise, if we didn't pay him, I feel like Walker would be cut. I feel like Walker should be cut. I feel like Walker should have never been picked up.
So you like Peterman over Walker?
Look at Paul again.
If you're looking at what he's done so far, if you're looking at the productivity of both players, show me who's been the more productive player and more consistent one.
Remember, Peterman stepped in for Allen and threw like 7 picks. Didn't he set the record for most picks in a game? Like Josh Allen.
But what have you seen out of PJ Walker in his entire career to make you think that he'd be anything?
Hey, he beat Tom Brady last year. He beat him. He beat Tampa Bay. Fact check me. He beat him.
But Nathan Peterson. What has he done though?
Wasn't Brady on crutches on his way out?
Yeah, I was about to say you can't. Man, is that a senior citizen? You know about that senior citizen? That old ass man? Oh, that man got AARP. My man played with a life alert from that last season.
Hey, get off Brady, man. That's my all-time favorite quarterback, by the way, Tom Brady.
But I mean,
all right, y'all. We gotta wrap it up, man. So,
no, go ahead.
We gotta get ready to wrap it up, man. We gotta wrap it up, man. So, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, Marcus. What tell them they can find you at?
You can find me at the Black Bear Podcast. I'm the host of it, Mark Robb. We on YouTube. Go ahead. We find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow our Facebook page, the Black Bear Podcast. We are also on Twitter at the Black Bear Pod.
For sure. Yeah, Phantom came in and was Clark Kent. Appreciate that. So, Phantom, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, dog.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch, _Phantom J, or you can find me on Kick, Phantom_J.
So. All right, man. That was great. See y'all boys later. All right, man. We'll holler at you later, y'all, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Salute. We up out of here. Y'all have a good day.
Peace. Later. God bless.